Okay, hi everyone. I figured I'd do a video. I got this transfer pump off of Amazon back in September. It came from China. Back in September. I don't know if I would get anything from there now, but I don't know. I don't know about stuff like that. Just whatever you see on the. I do know this. There's nothing going on today. It's really raining out. This is a room that this is actually a room in my house that was. I had to renovate my house. It's been an ongoing thing. This is the last room to be done. This is where I keep all this is the room where I kept all the tools, like the table saw and miter saw, and there's a bunch of flooring stacked up there, and so this is the perfect room to put out the folding table and do a video on this transfer pump. It's taken me a long time. I haven't had a need to put it together because there's nothing going on. And normally I work construction, but I don't know what's going on. I haven't heard from them since I got laid off for the winter. I haven't heard anything from them since February. The guy called me February and said we were supposed to have a meeting before startup or whatever. And I haven't heard from him since, and I think it's because of the coronavirus. And my little side thing I do with my son hasn't been doing anything either because of the coronavirus. So just going through, trying to stay busy and trying to keep my mind occupied until it's time to go back to work or whatever. So I've been doing stuff around the yard with the machine, digging out stumps and things in the yard and everything, but I'm just kind of getting bored. So anyways, enough rambling. I'm doing it again. I'm the rambler. This pump here is a 20-gallon per minute pump. I probably should have taken this out of the box back in September as soon as I got it, but we were going into the winter, so I just didn't. September's not really the winter, but I had other stuff going on. I forgot about it. I probably should have taken it out of the box, hooked it up, and made sure it worked, because I don't know what the warranty on this is, but I paid like $167 for this off of Amazon. So I guess if it works, awesome, which it probably will. I've had a lot of luck with Amazon, and I've returned stuff, but I don't know how. This has been a long time since I got it, so I don't know what the return policy is. Anyways, it's a 20-gallon per minute pump. I'm gonna use it for diesel. I don't. It looks like a Fill-Rite. It's probably a Chinese knockoff of a Fill-Rite pump, but it says CE up here. I don't know what that stands for. Chinese Electric. I have no idea what it stands for. They give you this owner's manual here. And it looks like they want you to put this elbow directly into the top. The kit came with this stuff, this sealant tape, for the pipe thread tape. It came with that. Came with the elbow. It came with stanchion pipe, I guess you would call it. You see how it has the grooves in the end, so you can sit it on the bottom of the tank and it will still suck fuel through those. I might bend those down, so it's a little farther off the bottom of the tank. I'll just fold over those tabs So I guess instead of being like, well, let's see here. I'll measure it. From that tab to the top of the opening. Okay. Yep. All right. So from the end of the pipe to the top of this opening of the right there, it measures 1/8. So I'm thinking I'll just bend these. They're kind of curved. I'll just bend them down a little, so I'm a little farther off the bottom of the tank. You know. Maybe not. I mean, if they design it that way, maybe it'll be fine. It has a rubber gasket inside. You can move the pipe in and out to fit the depth of your tank. I have a 100-gallon tank. It's gonna go in the back of a pickup truck. The tank has a hand pump on it now. What the problem is it's kind of a pain in the butt, because if you're at the machine and you're trying it's just got a little hose and you're trying to fill it, and then you can't, you're up on the truck trying to pump it, and then the nozzle, I guess, is just pushing back out of the tank, if that makes any sense. So I use these at work all the time. I've always used these at work, like at regular jobs. It's just like on the weekends with my own, little machine that we do stuff. I never really had more than one machine, so it's not justifiable, or it wasn't justifiable for me to. It wasn't justifiable for me to, have the electric pump or whatever, but I was using jugs, the little diesel jugs, for a while, and then I got the tank. A friend gave me the tank with the hand pump, and that was way better. But like I said, you're pumping the thing, right? And those hand pumps, they got some pressure. The thing's like this big around on it, underneath, where the handle. So under where the handle comes down, connects to it, the pump part. I'm assuming it's a diaphragm pump or something in there. It's like that big around, so I mean, it's got some pressure. So if you have the hose, like it has just a hose like this, and with a little spout, there's no pull trigger, because you stop pumping, it stops. You don't need a trigger. So it goes in the tank, but the problem is you're up top in the truck pumping, and the pressure literally throws this out on the hose out onto the ground, and you're spilling fuel. So I stopped using the hand pump and went back to the, just the diesel jug, because, I just do stuff on the weekends and on the weekends, and well, not right now. I mean, with all this stuff going on with the corona and everything, I haven't been doing much. A lot of the videos that you see me post are pre-recorded videos from months back. I don't. Like I said, there's nothing going on right now. People don't want us at their house, and anyways, rambling again. This one, however, electric pump, it came with this nozzle. Now I could take this off because I just put it on by hand. It has a rubber O-ring. I haven't tightened it down. I just took all this stuff out of the box. So when you get this kit, right, this is what it came with. This is fine. This is, it does have a lock for the trigger lock. I'll show you real quick. Pull it, and then put, push it, and it's locked, and then you can go all the way full, right? But if you notice, it doesn't have the auto sensor to shut off. So this thing here, if you leave this like this, I think it's just gonna overflow and you're gonna spill. So me personally, I will probably, to be honest with you, I might just break that off, you know, because I don't want this thing spilling everywhere. I'm gonna try it, see how it works. And if it doesn't, it will not shut off. I know that. There's no thing in the end. Now you can go to Tractor Supply and you can get the auto shut off ones. That way, if you walk away from the machine while it's filling, let's say you have an excavator, like all my stuff is small, you know. But I know at work we have large pieces of equipment that take hundreds of gallons. So you just put this thing in there and then just let it sit for 10 minutes or whatever, however minutes. But if you don't have the auto shut off, you might come back, and I've seen where guys have, put it in there and thinking that it's an auto shut off, and they're spilling fuel all over the place, and that's a big fine, and plus nobody wants to waste fuel. So that's something we'll have to see about if we're going to change that later. All right, moving on now. It came with this, I think it's 8-foot hose, and it is 1 inch diameter, and both ends are the same, but you have that rubber grommet rubber O-ring on there, so I don't think I need to put tape on there because it has the rubber O-ring, but it doesn't, that's not a swivel. The part that's a swivel is right here. So once you tighten the hose down on here, I'll show you real quick. And anybody that is used to these things and has these pumps and everything, or so, like I said, I use them a lot at work. My regular job. You don't have to watch this video. This is for guys that are just getting into business or just starting out, or they don't have a lot of experience or something. To all the seasoned professionals, I wouldn't watch this, to be honest with you. Being that my whole background's construction and my regular jobs are all, when it's not coronavirus or whatever's going on, I wouldn't watch this. I know all about these things. Been using them for years. Anyways, once you put this hose on here, this swivels. Okay, so that's good, because when you roll up the hose, there's nothing more annoying than rolling up these hoses. And I think if you wanted to make this hose, you could get another one and put a coupler in here and make it twice as long. So, you could have it really long and then just roll it up. So once you're rolling it up, having this swivel is good. You could hang it, if you don't want to hang it. It's supposed to go, when you get this is the pump. You got a wire. You put, the wire goes in here, and then this is the on switch when it's up. When you want to turn it off, it's got that hole in the top for the hook, and then this is what we always do. We just take the switch, that's the switch, and just hang it like so. So it's like a holster. I will probably hang mine because this is new. As things get beat up and crappy and old, I see a lot of guys, they will do something different. They'll throw this behind the pickup bed, like on the ground or something. We won't be doing any of that. And depending on where you live, you're supposed to have an inspection from the fire department on your tank anyways. So this is the pump. You gotta take this plug out, and then that stanchion tube. Okay, that's what you want to put the pipe thread on. And then you you will basically take this plug out of here. It's a plastic plug. It looks like a big flathead would do it. To take the plug out, and then you screw this into there. And then when you go to put this in, you're gonna want to extend this all the way out. So when you push it down, the bottom of your tank will automatically set this height for you if it pushes back up. So you can set the height on your own, just measure. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend this all the way out so these little grooves touch the bottom of the tank, and then when I go to screw the pump in, it will just automatically, you know, come down on its own, or this will probably fall down on its own. So once you do that, then this here, now my tank has a collar, an extra collar thing, so I can position this any way that I want. And then it's just a double collar, and then I just turn it, twist it, and then tighten up the set screws. And then, but what you want to do is you have to take these screws. You take these screws out. There's 4 of them, and then through here, your wire goes through there. There's like a rubber. Inside there, there's like a rubber grommet with 3 holes in it. I don't know if the camera will focus. Right there, you see the rubber grommet? So what that's going to be is you're going to put through that rubber, once you take this cover off, you take these screws out and the cover comes off. Through that rubber grommet, you can have a power, a ground, and a secondary ground. What that is this thing's heavy. One-handed it's heavy, but so this is 12 feet because the kit came with 12 feet of wire. I don't know if you can see that once it'll focus. There is right there. Black wire, red wire. That's your power, and that's your ground to like your battery. Run this along your down. You got a pickup. Run that down behind the bed. If you're putting this in a pickup, you're gonna put the tank up by your cab and bolt it down. Then you're gonna run that cord over the bed, down the frame, along the frame, and up by the battery and connect it by the battery. And then you'll have to put your own eyelets on the end. You could put a fusible link in it if you want to put a fusible link in it, just to be on the safe side. I might do it, I'm not sure yet. And then the other wire is this ground wire. So if you bolt your tank down and you are connecting to all metal, you could probably just hook this to the bolt that you bolt the tank down with. If not, run this, which I might do because my pickup bed has I have a flat bed and it has a wooden deck. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably run this and tape it to that, that fat power cord. And what I'll do is I'll run it like that and just tape it every so many, feet or inches, whatever you want to do. But this, I'll put this down and just self-tap it to the frame. That's just your secondary ground. It's just grounding the pump because, you are pumping flammable liquids. Then this elbow, once you get all that set up, and you're gonna wanna put It's really getting windy outside. We're supposed to have a storm. Hold on a second. See if I can show you. I don't know if that you can see that pine tree. I mean, everything's just blowing around pretty good. Anyways, the what you're gonna do is you're going to, once you get your pump installed, you're gonna want to put this on. Now, I'm gonna put a filter housing here. It's gonna come off of here. I have one on the hand pump. That hand pump that I have it comes, you know, out of the pump, the hand pump. So like this would be your pump and the handle would be here, and you just pump in towards it like this, and it comes, you know, down and all the way out. You get a workout, but mine comes out, and then it curves, then it goes down to a filter housing, like a fuel filter housing. And after the fuel filter, after it comes out, goes to the fuel filter housing, then I have the hose like this coming out of it. So there's a fuel filter that just basically hangs down here. You might have to do a little plumbing, like extra tube or extra pipe, if you want it to come off this way and then come down, you know, with the housing. Or if your pump is this way off the front, you could come out a little bit with a short tube, you know, like maybe like that short plumbing tube from the hardware store, then your filter housing. But the kit you get, they're not heat shrink, but they give you 2 butt connectors, which doesn't mean much to me because I already have a box of, I'm going to use the heat shrink, the shrink tube ones. But, you know, for 160 something bucks, you know, it's pretty good. And if you have a tank in like your shed or garage, I know some guys have the big oil drums. This will screw into the big oil drum. So if you can buy your diesel in stock, not stock, bulk, and then fill up your pickup trucks out of, you know, your transfer or backpack, piggyback, whatever you want to call your tank in the back of the truck. But you can use this for that also. You get a better price on your diesel if you buy it in bulk. But that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not much to this. There is a wiring diagram. So if you are not familiar with it, or you do get a little worried about whether you're doing it correctly, this has a wiring diagram in it, which there's only 3 wires. I mean, that's nothing. The only thing I will say I'm not the biggest fan of is that I like the plastic one of these, to where as you tighten it, it crimps down onto the cord. You know, like the plastic, because I mean that's it. I might put a little. I'm not sure. There is a rubber grommet in there, but I might put a little firewall dope in here or something just to keep the moisture out, because it is. I don't know if you can see light through there. See the light? You know, see, it is pretty loose. See the wall in the background? That gray wall? You know, that's not, look at, that's not very tight, so you can get moisture in there. So you know, when you get a Fill-Rite, the actual Fill-Rite brand, they give you an actual clamped down tight plastic piece. So I might just mimic, you know, the Fill-Rite brand for this Chinese brand. But that's it. That's pretty much the unboxing. So even though I didn't really take it out of the box in front of you guys, I did that a couple minutes before, but there's the box. You know, so it's not a real unboxing. But that's it. You get the cord, some tape, your elbow, your stanchion pipe, or whatever you want to call it, siphon pipe, ground cable, 12 feet of hose, double twin ends with rubber grommet, and you get your thing. Off of Amazon, $167. I don't know how this affects I mean, it came from China, but what, you know, I got it months ago. What with I don't know if you can get one right now with the Corona stuff going on. I don't know anything about that. I'm sure if it's on Amazon, you can get it. But anyways, have a good one. Everybody be safe, and hopefully we'll all be working again soon, because I'm going nuts. Bye.